Listen carefully. The world will try to distract you, pull you in 1,000 directions, and bury you under noise. But if you want to rise, you must go silent inside and lock your focus on yourself. No excuses, no compromises, no waiting for someone to push you. Define what you want, not what society expects, not what others applaud, what you truly want. Fix that vision in your mind so sharply it burns away doubt. Purpose is the fire that melts fear. Then build yourself with unyielding discipline. Every day, sharpen your mind, harden your habits, and strengthen your will. The weak chase pleasure, the strong chase progress. Stop wasting energy on gossip, comparison, or the opinions of those who aren't building anything. Guard your mind like a vault. Let no fear enter, no negativity survive. Every thought you permit shapes the person you are becoming. Feed your mind with clarity, and it will carve your future with precision. Surround yourself only with those who push you higher. Cut loose the complacent. Distance is not cruelty, it is self-respect. Your environment is either fuel or poison. Choose fuel. Understand this, pain is part of the process. Struggle is proof you are moving beyond your limits. Embrace it. Refuse to complain. While others crumble under pressure, you will rise through it. Rely on yourself. Stop waiting for approval. Stop seeking permission. You do not need anyone to believe in you if you are willing to believe in yourself absolutely. And when the time comes, strike. Take massive, decisive action. Move forward boldly, even if your hands shake. Nothing changes until you do. Focus on yourself. Improve yourself. Build your life with precision, power, and fire. Make yourself impossible to ignore. Self-direction, no one is coming to lead you. You must decide, you must direct, you must command your own life. If you are waiting for someone to push you, guide you, or hand you the perfect plan, understand this truth now: you will wait forever. The masses drift because they refuse to steer. They complain about their lack of progress while handing the wheel of their life to circumstances, to opinions, to fear. But champions are different. Champions seize control of their direction with absolute conviction. Self-direction begins with a decision that you will no longer live by default. You will live by design. This choice must become final, absolute, unquestionable. You must tell yourself, I will not drift. I will not wander. I will not be tossed around like a leaf in the wind. I will move with deliberate force toward my chosen future. That level of inner command ignites transformation. Understand this: a person without direction becomes a slave to distraction. Every notification, every demand, every voice pulls them off course because they have no course. But when you set a clear direction, you become immune to noise. You no longer chase every opportunity, every trend, every fleeting impulse. You chase only what aligns with your purpose. Your time becomes sacred. Your energy becomes weaponized. Self-direction is not about speed, it is about aim. Many people move fast, but they are running in circles. They exhaust themselves without advancing. But when you control your direction, every step compounds, every effort aligns, and your progress becomes unstoppable. 1 year of focused direction will surpass 10 years of scattered effort. To master self-direction, you must begin with intense self-honesty. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? What life would set my soul on fire? What am I willing to sacrifice for it? Answer without fear, without compromise. Because if you do not define your destination, the world will assign you one, and it will be far beneath what you are capable of. Once your destination is set, you must enforce it with unyielding self-discipline. Direction without discipline is fantasy. This means planning your days with purpose, not passivity. Wake with intent. Move with clarity. Eliminate anything that does not advance you. Most people fail not from lack of ability, but from lack of consistency. They drift one day and drive the next. That is not enough. You must drive every day. You will face resistance from your environment, from other people, from within yourself. The path of self-direction is narrow and lonely at first. Others may mock your focus, resent your distance, or misunderstand your priorities. Let them. While they seek approval, you are seeking mastery. While they chase distraction, you are building destiny. Train your mind to obey your vision, not your mood. Moods are fleeting. Vision is eternal. This is the secret. Act according to your purpose, not your feelings. If you only move when you feel like it, you will accomplish nothing. The self-directed individual acts because the mission demands it, not because the moment feels comfortable. Guard your inner compass. Every day the world will attempt to pull it off true north, with fear, with doubt, with temptation. But you must return it again and again to the path you have chosen. Self-direction is not set once. It is renewed daily through discipline, reflection, and fierce commitment. Be ruthless about your environment. If people, places, or habits do not support your direction, remove them. This is not cruelty, it is necessity. You cannot climb while carrying anchors. Create conditions that reinforce your aim, books that feed your mind, mentors who challenge your thinking, routines that sharpen your focus. And remember this final truth. The world bows to those who know where they are going. Uncertainty repels opportunities. Conviction attracts them. When you move with absolute clarity, others feel it. They respect it. They begin to follow it. But you must be the first to follow it. You must become the commander of your life. So decide now. Choose your direction with unwavering resolve. Commit to it with ferocious discipline. Guard it with relentless focus. And move toward it with unstoppable momentum. Self-direction is not a suggestion. It is the foundation of power. If you refuse to guide your life, life will guide you into mediocrity. But if you seize control of your direction, no force can keep you from greatness. Definite purpose. If you don't know exactly where you are going, you will be led everywhere except where you belong. This is the silent tragedy of most lives. They wander. They work hard, they stay busy, they endure years of struggle, yet they never rise because their energy is scattered and their aim is vague. They chase everything and catch nothing. They live by reaction, not intention. But the individuals who ascend to greatness, the ones who command their destiny, all possess one unshakable trait, a definite purpose. Definite purpose is not a wish. It is not a daydream or a passing burst of motivation. It is a clear, concrete, immovable decision about who you will become, what you will achieve, and why it must happen, no matter how long it takes or how hard it becomes. Without this anchor, you will drift forever. With it, you become unstoppable. Understand this. The human mind becomes powerful only when it is directed at one aim with total commitment. Scattered energy is weak. Focused energy is lethal. When your purpose is definite, every thought sharpens, every choice aligns, and every action compounds. You stop hesitating, you stop second-guessing, you move like a force of nature because your direction is certain and your why is unshakable. But here's the truth most avoid. To define your purpose, you must go deep. You must strip away what the world told you to want. You must silence the noise of trends, expectations, and comparisons. Ask yourself, brutally and honestly, what burns inside me? What life would make every sacrifice worth it? What am I willing to fight for, suffer for, bleed for, until it becomes real? Do not answer lightly. Do not answer quickly, because this decision will shape everything. When you finally discover it, you will feel it like a lightning strike. It will no longer be a preference. It will be a necessity. It will no longer be nice to have. It will be non-negotiable. That is when you have found your definite purpose. Once you find it, write it down, burn it into your mind, etch it into your days. Let it be the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you think of at night. Remind yourself constantly what the mission is, why it matters, and who you must become to achieve it, because purpose fades when it is neglected. Keep it alive through constant repetition and relentless action. A definite purpose does more than drive you. It protects you. It shields you from distraction. It kills hesitation. It makes decision-making simple. If something serves the mission, you do it. If it doesn't, you don't. Most people are trapped in endless indecision because they have nothing solid to measure their choices against. You won't have that problem. Your purpose will be your compass. Be warned. The moment you declare a definite purpose, resistance will appear. Doubters will question you. Circumstances will test you. Your old habits will try to pull you back. This is where most people collapse. They confuse difficulty with impossibility. But understand this truth. Adversity is proof You are on the right path. The world does not resist the mediocre. It resists the powerful. The moment you choose a powerful purpose, the battle begins. Face it head on. Commit with absolute finality. Decide that quitting does not exist. Decide that failure is only feedback, never defeat. Decide that you will keep moving until you arrive or die moving. This is the kind of ferocity a definite purpose demands and rewards, because once the world sees that you will not stop, that you will not bend, that you will not be broken, it will eventually move out of your way. Align your entire life around this purpose. Shape your habits, your routines, your environment, your associations to serve it. Every hour must feed it. Every step must lead to it. Every ounce of energy must drive it forward. This is how legends are built, not by chance, not by luck, but by the relentless pursuit of a single burning aim. Remember this, a person with a definite purpose becomes magnetic. Opportunities begin to appear. Resources align, people notice. Why? Because clarity is rare, and the world cannot ignore it. While others stumble in fog, you will cut through it like a blade. Your steps will be precise. Your actions will be powerful. Your results will be undeniable. So decide now. Define your purpose with steel-like clarity. Bind yourself to it with unbreakable resolve. Guard it like treasure. Feed it with discipline. Drive it with ferocity. Without a definite purpose, you will live small and die forgotten. With a definite purpose, you will become unstoppable. Relentless discipline without discipline, your dreams are nothing but decorated lies. You can talk about ambition. You can shout about potential. You can post motivational quotes until your hands go numb. But if you cannot command yourself to do what must be done, especially when you don't feel like it, you will stay exactly where you are. Discipline is the great divider. It separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the builders, the weak from the unstoppable. Relentless discipline is not occasional effort. It is not bursts of motivation. It is a daily, merciless enforcement of your mission. It is the decision, made over and over again, that your purpose matters more than your comfort, your future matters more than your feelings, and your vision matters more than your excuses. Understand this. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack consistency. They work hard for 3 days, then vanish for 3 weeks. They wait for the right mood, the right moment, the right energy. But discipline is not about moods. Discipline is about mastery. The self-disciplined individual moves forward regardless of how they feel. Their emotions obey their mission, not the other way around. Relentless discipline begins with ownership of your time. Every hour you waste is stolen from your future. While others scroll, you build. While others delay, you execute. While others make excuses, you make progress. Plan your days with surgical precision. Protect your mornings like sacred ground. Stack your hours with focused effort. The world hands its rewards to those who consistently show up, not those who occasionally feel inspired. You must also take command of your habits. Your habits are the silent architects of your destiny. If your daily actions are weak, your results will be weak. But if your habits are forged in discipline, your results will be inevitable. This means cutting out the trivial, the useless, the distracting. Replace them with routines that sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and advance your mission. Every day becomes a brick in the fortress you are building. Relentless discipline demands self-control. The temptation to waste time will be constant. The urge to seek comfort will whisper every hour. You must train yourself to refuse it. Each time you deny weakness, you strengthen your will. Each time you resist distraction, you sharpen your focus. This is how power is built, not in giant leaps, but in countless small moments where you choose discipline over indulgence. And understand this, discipline is not punishment, it is liberation. Weak people think discipline limits them. Strong people know it frees them. It frees you from chaos, from confusion, from regret. It gives you control of your days, your actions, your future. While the undisciplined are tossed by every impulse, the disciplined move like a blade, straight, precise, unstoppable. There will be days when you want to quit, days when fatigue crushes you, days when results are invisible, and progress feels pointless. Those are the days that decide everything. Anyone can work when it's easy. The great ones work when it's brutal. They move forward in the dark. They execute when no one is watching. They understand that greatness is built on the days most people surrender. Be ruthless with your excuses. Excuses are poison. They disguise weakness as logic. Kill them before they kill your potential. If you say you're too tired, work tired. If you say you're too busy, find the hidden hours. If you say you don't feel ready, move anyway. Readiness is irrelevant. Action is everything. Surround yourself with environments that reinforce discipline. Design your space for focus, not comfort. Build routines that leave no room for distraction. Distance yourself from people who tolerate your laziness. Be around those who expect strength, who demand excellence, who sharpen your edge. Discipline thrives in pressure and withers in complacency. And remember this, discipline must be relentless. Not once a week, not when it's convenient, every day, every hour, every choice. It is not something you do, it is something you become. You become a person who simply does not negotiate with weakness. You do what must be done regardless. Because in the end, this is the unbreakable truth, discipline is the price of freedom. If you cannot master yourself, you will be mastered by everything else, by fear, by distraction, by failure. But if you build relentless discipline, nothing can stop you. So decide, command yourself, execute daily, refuse compromise. Relentless discipline is the path. Walk it, and you will rise. Mental mastery. If you cannot command your mind, you will be a slave to your circumstances. Everything begins in the mind, every achievement, every failure, every decision, all are born from the thoughts you allow to dominate your mental world. The mind is your greatest weapon or your greatest enemy, and most people let theirs run wild, undisciplined, chaotic. They react to fear, they obey doubt, they feed on distractions, and they wonder why their lives are small. Mastery of the mind is the foundation of all power. Without it, you are nothing but a leaf in the storm. Mental mastery starts with control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are not harmless, they are commands. Every thought repeated becomes belief. Every belief shapes your identity, and your identity dictates your actions. If you allow negative thoughts to root in your mind, they will strangle your potential. Doubt whispers you can't. Fear screams you'll fail. If you let them speak unchallenged, they will become your truth. You must fight them like enemies. Replace them instantly with thoughts of strength, certainty, and victory. Understand this, what you dwell on expands. If you feed your mind on problems, you multiply them. If you feed your mind on possibilities, you multiply solutions. Choose your focus with precision. Guard it with ferocity. Build the habit of directing your mind toward what builds you, never what breaks you. This is not delusion, it is discipline. You are not ignoring reality, you are shaping it. Mental mastery demands emotional control. Most people are puppets to their emotions, happy when things go well, broken when they don't. The powerful are different. They feel emotion but do not obey it. They remain centered in chaos, composed under pressure, focused in storms. They do not let anger derail them or fear freeze them. They act from principle, not mood. This is strength, this is power. This is the mind forged into steel. Silence the noise of the world. The modern world is a battlefield of distraction. Endless opinions, headlines, gossip, digital noise designed to fracture your focus. Weak minds are scattered here. Strong minds build fortresses. Create mental silence. Disconnect often. Spend time alone with your thoughts. Read what strengthens you. Listen only to voices that sharpen you. Every piece of input is either feeding your mind or poisoning it. Choose with ruthless care. Mental mastery also requires self-awareness. You must know your patterns, your triggers, your weaknesses. You cannot master what you refuse to face. Study yourself like a strategist studies an opponent. Where does your focus break? Where does your fear rise? Where does your discipline crumble? Expose your mental weaknesses and attack them until they break. The mind you do not understand will always control you, and you must build mental resilience. Life will attack you. Plans will fail. People will betray you. The weak collapse under this. The strong use it as fuel. Train your mind to interpret adversity as training, not tragedy. When setbacks hit, ask not why me, but how can this make me stronger? This simple shift turns every hardship into a weapon in your hands. Pain becomes power. Struggle becomes strength. Mental mastery is not achieved once. It is maintained daily. Just like the body, the mind must be trained. Sharpen it with reading, reflection, and challenges. Push it beyond its comfort zone. Demand focus when it wants to drift. Demand calm when it wants to panic. Demand courage when it wants to retreat. You become the commander of your inner world through constant, relentless training. Understand this final truth. Your outer world will always rise or fall to match your inner world. If your mind is chaotic, your results will be chaotic. If your mind is disciplined, focused, and unbreakable, your results will reflect it. This is why mental mastery is not optional. It is the root of everything you will ever build. So take control, direct every thought, command every emotion, reject every distraction, train until your mind obeys you absolutely. Because until you master your mind, you will be ruled by everything outside you. But once you master it, nothing outside you can stop you. Personal growth first. If you do not evolve, you will be eliminated. This is the law of life. You grow or you get left behind. The world does not wait for the stagnant. It does not reward the comfortable. It only elevates those who are expanding, sharpening, strengthening, and yet most people spend their lives chasing external achievements while remaining internally weak. They want bigger results without becoming bigger people. They demand success while clinging to small habits, small thinking, and small standards. This is why they stay trapped. You must flip your focus. Prioritize personal growth above everything else. Because every goal, every victory, every breakthrough depends on who you are. And who you are is built through relentless growth. Stop asking, how can I get more? And start asking, how can I become more? That single shift will transform your destiny. Personal growth starts with brutal self-honesty. You must face where you are weak, where you are undisciplined, where you are ignorant. Do not defend your limitations. Destroy them. Do not excuse your flaws. Attack them. Growth begins when you stop lying to yourself about who you are and start building who you must become. Then commit to daily self-education. The mind is your primary tool, and most people let theirs rust. Feed it with powerful books, challenging ideas, and deep thinking. Never let a day pass without sharpening your understanding. While others drown in entertainment, you must rise in education. The greater your mind becomes, the greater your future becomes. Knowledge fuels confidence, and confidence fuels action. Prioritize skill building. Dreams collapse when they rest on weak skills. Every field rewards mastery, not mediocrity. Choose the skills that will advance your mission and train them relentlessly. Repetition is power. Discipline is the path. While others play, you must practice. While others coast, you must sharpen. Every hour you invest into your abilities becomes a weapon in your hands. Personal growth also demands emotional maturity. Growth is not only about intellect, it is about strength of character. You must learn to control your reactions, stay calm under pressure, and move forward through criticism. Weak people collapse when judged. Strong people rise above it. Stop seeking validation and start seeking transformation. Your worth is proven by your progress, not by anyone's approval. Understand this truth. Growth requires discomfort. You cannot rise while staying comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It sedates ambition, numbs hunger, and kills potential. Chase the uncomfortable, step into the unknown, do what scares you. Growth lives in the territory your fear is guarding. Every time you break through fear, you expand who you are, and that expansion makes everything else possible. Guard your environment. Your surroundings either accelerate your growth or suffocate it. Distance yourself from people who ridicule ambition, who feed your weakness, who normalize mediocrity. Surround yourself with those who challenge you, who demand your best, who ignite your drive. Energy is contagious. Choose the energy that builds you, not the energy that breaks you. And you must embrace continuous self-renewal. Growth is not something you do for a while. It is a lifelong obsession. Never settle. Never declare you've arrived. The moment you stop improving is the moment you start declining. Tear down the outdated version of yourself and rebuild stronger over and over again. Reinvent, upgrade, advance. This is how you stay ahead while others decay. Understand this, your income, your influence, your impact, they will never exceed your level of personal growth. If you remain small inside, your results will stay small outside. But when you expand who you are, your discipline, your knowledge, your mindset, your capacity, every external reward will rise to match it. This is why personal growth must come first. Not money, not recognition, not applause, growth first. Because growth makes you into the kind of person who can create everything else. So decide now, commit to growth like your life depends on it, because it does. Read, train, reflect, challenge, build. Destroy the old version of you every day and replace it with a stronger one. If you outgrow who you were yesterday every single day, nothing can stop who you become tomorrow. The people you choose to stand beside you will either sharpen your edge or dull your blade. Choose wisely. Life is a battlefield of choices, and few choices are as powerful or as dangerous as the company you keep. Every conversation you entertain, every circle you step into, every relationship you allow to take root in your world is shaping you. Selective association is not about arrogance or isolation. It is about guarding the mental, emotional, and spiritual ecosystem that fuels your growth. The people around you are either watering your vision or poisoning it. They are either challenging you to rise or quietly pulling you down. If you truly want to ascend to your highest potential, you must learn the discipline of being ruthlessly selective about who gets access to your mind, your time, and your energy. This is not optional. It is survival for the ambitious. Mediocrity is contagious. It whispers in casual conversations, hides in jokes that mock ambition, and lurks in the silence of those who never cheer for your wins. If you stay too long around people who have settled for less, you will unconsciously start lowering your own bar. Their excuses will start to sound reasonable. Their comfort zones will start to look tempting. Their lack of urgency will slowly eat away at your fire. That is why selective association is a form of self-defense. When you surround yourself with people who expect more from themselves, their very presence forces you to elevate. Their discipline, their focus, their drive becomes the new normal, and you are compelled to rise to match it. The human mind is wired to mirror its environment. Build an environment worth mirroring. Selective association is also about protecting your energy. Your energy is the currency of your destiny. Every draining conversation, every toxic relationship, every unaligned interaction is a silent theft of your future. You cannot afford to keep entertaining people who constantly demand emotional labor but offer no encouragement, who take your time but never bring value, who celebrate your failures but go silent on your wins. These people are emotional anchors. They keep you tied to the dock when you are meant to sail. To move toward greatness, you must cut loose from those who refuse to move. This is not cruelty, it is clarity. You are not obligated to carry those who refuse to walk. Being selective does not mean surrounding yourself only with people who agree with you. It means surrounding yourself with people who challenge you with love, not contempt. People who will tell you the truth, not to hurt you, but to sharpen you. People who see your potential and refuse to let you settle beneath it. These are the allies of your destiny. Seek out mentors who intimidate you with their standards. Align with peers who are obsessed with growth. Build friendships rooted in accountability, not comfort. Let your inner circle be a forge, not a lounge. The fire of their excellence will burn away your excuses. This also requires the courage to walk alone when necessary. There will be seasons where you outgrow your surroundings, where your vision becomes too big for your current circle. In those moments, do not shrink your dreams to fit your company. Be willing to walk alone until you find those who match your hunger. Loneliness on the path of purpose is better than companionship on the road to nowhere. The world will call it arrogance. It is actually alignment. Solitude is where vision clarifies, and clarity attracts the right people. Protect your solitude until the right allies appear. Selective association is not just about who you spend time with. It is about who you allow to influence your thinking. Guard what voices you let into your mind. The content you consume, the conversations you allow, the opinions you entertain are all shaping your internal world. Be as selective with mental input as you are with physical food. Feed your mind with excellence, wisdom, and strength. Reject the noise that dilutes your focus or pollutes your belief. Your mind is your fortress. Do not leave its gates unguarded. Ultimately, your associations are a mirror of your future. Show me your circle, and I will show you your destiny. If you are serious about achieving something extraordinary, you must curate a circle that reflects that standard. This requires discernment, boundaries, and sometimes painful goodbyes. But the reward is power. When your environment aligns with your ambition, growth becomes inevitable. You will rise faster, think clearer, and move with unstoppable momentum because you are no longer dragging dead weight. You are flying with eagles. Remember this, greatness is never built in careless company. If you want to ascend, you must protect your circle like your life depends on it, because it does. The ones who rise are not the ones who avoid pain, but the ones who keep moving through it. Pain is not the enemy of greatness, it is the pathway to it. Every person who has ever built something extraordinary has walked through seasons where pain seemed unrelenting, where the weight of struggle threatened to crush their spirit. What separates those who rise from those who collapse is not the absence of pain, but their persistence through it. Most people stop when it hurts. They interpret pain as a signal to quit, to retreat, to play small. But the truth is this, pain is proof you are pushing beyond the limits that once confined you. It is the sign you are breaking through. Growth is always disguised as struggle, and victory often hides behind the mask of suffering. Persistence through pain begins with a mindset shift. You must stop seeing pain as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. Life will test your resolve before it trusts you with reward. Every setback is sculpting your character. Every hardship is sharpening your resilience. Every heartbreak is hollowing out space within you to hold greater strength. When you feel pain, it means something within you is being refined. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this building in me? That shift turns pain from an obstacle into a weapon. It stops being something that breaks you and becomes something that builds you. Pain will try to lie to you. It will whisper that this struggle will last forever, that it is pointless, that you are not strong enough to survive it. Persistence requires you to reject that voice. You must anchor your mind to the vision beyond the pain. When your body screams to stop, let your purpose speak louder. When your emotions tell you to quit, let your discipline take the wheel. Remind yourself that pain is temporary, but the reward is permanent. The scars you earn through struggle become the armor you wear into every future battle. Understand this, pain is not linear, it comes in waves. Some days it'll crash over you like a storm. Other days it'll be a dull ache that follows you everywhere. Persistence means showing up anyway. It means working while your heart is heavy. It means staying disciplined when motivation is left. It means refusing to negotiate with your emotions. Champions are forged in the days when they wanted to quit but didn't. The world only sees their triumphs. They forget the nights those same champions cried, bled, and still got up to fight again. To persist through pain, you must simplify your focus. In seasons of suffering, thinking too far ahead can crush you. The mountain will look too high. The road will feel endless. Instead, focus on the next small step. Break the battle down to moments you can win. Win the morning, win the hour, win this single rep, this single call, this single page, this single push. String together small victories until they carry you out of the darkness. Progress, not speed, is the mark of resilience. Moving slowly through pain is still moving, and movement is power. Pain also reveals who truly stands with you. Some people will vanish when your fire dims. Others will try to convince you to stop. But those who remind you of your strength when you have forgotten it, those are your allies. Keep them close. And even if you have to walk alone for a while, walk anyway. Solitude is not failure. It is often the training ground of the strong. The journey of persistence is rarely crowded. The path to greatness is walked with bleeding feet. And when the pain becomes overwhelming, when it feels like it might break you, remember this, pain is a messenger, not a master. It is telling you that you are still alive, still in the fight, still capable of pushing further. You are not weak because you hurt. You are powerful because you keep moving despite it. Each time you persist through pain, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the storm trying to stop you. That proof becomes fuel. It becomes self-belief so unshakable that no future hardship can uproot it. One day the pain will end, but the strength you gain by enduring it will remain. What once felt like suffering will become your story of triumph. What once felt like breaking will be revealed as building. Your scars will not be symbols of defeat. They will be proof that nothing could stop you. So keep going. Bleed if you must, cry if you must, crawl if you must. But keep moving. Pain cannot defeat a heart that refuses to stop beating for its purpose. The moment you stop waiting for others and decide to depend fully on yourself, your power awakens. The world conditions people to wait for permission, for approval, for validation. They hesitate, hoping someone will come and hand them their destiny. But the truth is brutal and liberating. No one is coming. Self-reliance is the foundation of all personal power. It is the decision to stop outsourcing your future to the opinions, actions, or resources of others. It is the bold declaration that your life is your responsibility, fully and completely. The moment you stop waiting and choose to rely on your own mind, your own hands, and your own will, you become unstoppable. Self-reliance begins with ownership. Every result in your life, good or bad, is a reflection of your choices, your effort, your discipline. The weak blame circumstances, luck, or other people. The strong take full responsibility. They say, if it is to be, it is up to me. That mindset destroys excuses and creates momentum. You stop complaining because complaints solve nothing. You stop waiting for perfect conditions because perfection never arrives. You act, you adapt, and you build, even if you must start with scraps. This ownership mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones because you stop expecting anyone else to remove them. Depending on others makes you fragile. It gives away your power. When your confidence is tied to someone else's approval, you are their prisoner. When your progress depends on their support, you are chained to their limitations. Self-reliance cuts those chains. It makes you resilient, adaptable, and fearless. When you rely on yourself, setbacks cannot stop you. They only test you. Rejection cannot crush you. It only redirects you. Because you know the outcome depends not on the world's permission, but on your persistence. Self-reliance does not mean isolation. It means strength. It means you can stand alone if necessary, and you can stand tall among others without leaning on them. It is the ability to walk alone without feeling lonely, to be self-directed without becoming arrogant, to respect others while refusing to surrender your direction. It gives you clarity. You accept help with gratitude, but you never wait for it. You welcome support, but you never depend on it. Building self-reliance requires mental toughness. You must trust your judgment even when no one agrees with you. You must take action despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite the risk of failure. Fear feeds on dependency. When you rely on others, fear multiplies, fear of losing them, fear of disappointing them, fear of standing alone. But when you rely on yourself, fear shrinks. It has nothing to hold on to. You know that even if you fall, you will get back up on your own strength. That confidence is unshakable because it comes from within. To become self-reliant, develop your skills relentlessly. Knowledge is power, and the more capable you become, the less you must depend on anyone else's abilities. Invest in your mind daily. Build discipline like armor. Sharpen your problem-solving instincts. The stronger your mind, the freer you become. When challenges appear, you will not wait for rescue. You will respond. You will handle them because you have prepared for them. This inner competence is what makes self-reliance so powerful. It gives you the courage to act without guarantees. There will be moments when standing on your own feels heavy. You will doubt yourself. Others will doubt you. They will try to discourage you, not out of malice, but because your independence reminds them of their dependence. Ignore them. Their fear is not your problem. Walk alone if you must. Solitude is not weakness. It is the proving ground of strength. Every great achiever has endured seasons where they stood alone, misunderstood, underestimated, even ridiculed. But they stayed rooted in their own belief. They trusted their vision when no one else could see it. That is the essence of self-reliance. Self-reliance also sharpens your identity. When you stop bending for approval, you stop living by other people's scripts. You begin living by your own design. You speak with clarity, act with certainty, and move with purpose. You become immune to the noise, the opinions, the distractions. You are not swayed by the crowd because you do not need the crowd. Your validation comes from progress, not praise. Your confidence comes from action, not applause. That inner certainty makes you untouchable. Remember this, no empire is built on borrowed strength. Every extraordinary life stands on the foundation of personal responsibility and self-trust. If you want to build something lasting, stop waiting for help. Stop seeking permission. Stop needing approval. Decide that your success depends solely on your will, your work, and your refusal to quit. Be your own engine. Be your own fuel. Be your own rescue. Because the moment you choose to rely fully on yourself, the world can no longer stop you. Nothing changes until you move, massively, decisively, and without hesitation. Ideas don't change your life. Dreams don't change your life. Wishing, hoping, visualizing, all of it is meaningless until you translate it into action. And not just small, hesitant action, massive action. The kind of relentless movement that forces progress, the kind that breaks resistance, the kind that leaves no space for doubt to survive. Too many people spend their lives preparing, planning, waiting for perfect timing, trying to gather more confidence before they begin. But confidence does not come before action. It is built through action. Waiting is the death of momentum. If you want to transform your life, you must move now and you must move boldly. Massive action begins with a decision, not a half-hearted wish, but an unshakable commitment. When you decide with total clarity, hesitation dies. Most people never decide. They flirt with their goals, dabble in their ambitions, and wonder why nothing changes. Decide that you will succeed or you will die trying. Burn the escape routes. Cut off the path back to mediocrity. When you remove the option of retreat, action becomes the only direction left. That level of commitment ignites a force within you that fear cannot touch. Understand this, massive action is uncomfortable. It disrupts your old patterns. It will exhaust you, stretch you, and demand more than you think you have. But this is how breakthroughs are born. The life you want will not yield to convenience. It will only yield to intensity. Massive action shatters inertia. It creates momentum that ordinary effort cannot. When you move fast and hard, opportunities appear that never show themselves to the hesitant. The world steps aside for the one who refuses to stop moving. Massive action is also how you destroy fear. Fear thrives in hesitation. It grows in the gap between thinking and doing. The longer you wait, the louder fear becomes. But when you act instantly, fear has no time to gather strength. Every bold step you take reduces its power. Motion is the enemy of doubt. Each decisive move proves to your mind that you are capable, and confidence begins to rise. Momentum replaces hesitation. Energy replaces anxiety. You become unstoppable not by eliminating fear, but by outrunning it. Do not confuse massive action with reckless chaos. This is not about blindly doing everything. It is about doing what matters most with overwhelming intensity. Identify the few actions that move the needle and attack them with full force. Cut distractions, eliminate busy work. Focus on results, not activity. A lion does not chase every animal in the jungle. It stalks its prey and strikes with all its power. That is how you must operate. Select your target, then move on it with unrelenting speed and precision. Massive action also demands endurance. One burst of effort is not enough. Anyone can sprint for a day. True transformation requires sustained attack. You must show up daily long after the excitement fades. This is where most people fall apart. They confuse intensity with consistency. Massive action is both. It is showing up with fire today, and then showing up again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, until your goal bends under the weight of your persistence. Nothing can withstand the pressure of consistent, focused, massive action. You will be criticized. When you move fast and bold, the slow will resent you. They will call you obsessive, impatient, unrealistic. Ignore them. They are defending their comfort, not protecting your potential. You are not here to be comfortable. You are here to conquer. Progress has always looked unreasonable to the stagnant. Let their doubt fuel your drive. Every great achiever was once called insane for moving too fast, until their results silence the noise. Massive action also rewires your identity. The moment you start taking bold steps, your self-image shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who executes. This shift is powerful because identity drives behavior. When you see yourself as a person of decisive action, hesitation dies, procrastination evaporates.